In 2023, the biggest creator on the planet did what local governments and local aid agencies couldn't do in years. Jimmy Donaldson, aka MrBeast, built 100 wells across Cameroon, Kenya, Somalia, Uganda, and Zimbabwe. He gave away computers, built bridges, and donated bicycles so that kids could get to school safely. To millions of viewers, it looked like pure, unadulterated heroism. But within hours of uploading, the internet erupted into fierce debate. Critics accused him of exploiting African communities for clicks and generating millions of views and cash in YouTube revenue. So, what's the reality? Is MrBeast genuinely rewriting the rules of global charity? Or is he running a high-stakes clout machine on the backs of impoverished communities? Let's break down the facts. To understand whether MrBeast's motives are malicious, you're going to have to understand the facts on the ground. Unlike traditional NGOs, Beast Philanthropy operates with speed. 500,000 people got direct access to drinking water. Children in remote villages no longer have to walk for hours for contaminated water. He built a physical bridge to safely connect rural villages to schools. Boniface Mwangi pointed out that the 25-year-old creator did what local governments could not do in decades. And when rumors started circulating on the internet that these wells apparently stopped working, Beast Philanthropy sent a team to record directly on the ground that they were actually very functional and actually still working for the community. From a purely pragmatic standpoint, if you were to ask the families there that's getting clean water, do you think they'd care whether or not this YouTube creator was doing it for views? Something they don't really care about? No, they're getting water. They're getting clean water. If you ask them, there is simply no difference. They're getting their water. They're benefiting. So, why were so many people pissed? I guess the criticism isn't about whether the act in and of itself was good. It was about how it was packaged and sold. Critics pointed out that when a YouTuber as big as MrBeast creates viral videos of a few selected villages, it tends to create a collective narrative on the entire 54-country African continent. And because of this, it could send the message that all of Africa is waiting for a rich Western donor to save them from their impoverished squalor. So all of this creates sort of a bad stereotype that Africa cannot handle and solve its own problems without foreign help, foreign investment, or without aid. Cover Jones highlighted a major issue in aid work: sustainability. Digging a well is easy, but maintaining it over 5, 10, or 20 years requires local communities to be involved, to be aware, and to have the incentive and the agency to keep it up. So without systemic agency and systemic funding, forever dug wells do have the risk of simply breaking down years later after the camera crews leave. There's also a political paradox. When a foreign celebrity steps in to handle local government issues, it eases pressure on the local government to essentially do their job. This would enable systemic corruption to persist while relying on external help. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, shall we? Is this just a scheme for views and money? I guess to answer that question, we're going to have to look into Jimmy Donaldson's business model. Unlike traditional YouTubers who pocket video revenue, MrBeast operates on a high feedback loop, meaning that all the revenue he makes from his videos, he tends to reinvest almost 100% of it, maybe even 100% of it, back into his videos. So, is he getting views from it? Yes. Does it boost his brand value, feasible sales, and legacy? Absolutely. There's a key difference between MrBeast and traditional exploitation: the incentive alignment. Creators exploit people for individual riches. In MrBeast's model, the algorithm incentivizes him to scale up good deeds. The more views the video gets, the more money goes into building and digging more wells, into surgeries, into food banks. Is MrBeast's philanthropy in Africa a selfless mission or a PR move? The truth lies in the model. It is a business, but it's a business where the byproduct is genuine life-saving aid. Calling it a deliberate, malicious scheme ignores the 500,000 people genuinely benefiting from it today. but also in tandem ignoring the valid criticism of the way it's been packaged and sold, and also the consequences it can have when local governments being complacent and local governments not actually doing their job because they're waiting for MrBeast, the hero, to do their job for them. This is also something that genuinely has to be taken into account about how effective it is in the long term. So MrBeast didn't invent the flaws of foreign aid, but he showed the world when you pair the internet with direct action, you can accomplish in days what traditional systems take years to do.